The last couple of years, if you've watched the state of Idaho, we've been trying to do all we can to give money back. In fact, if you've paid attention, we've given back about $4.6 million in the last roughly 6 years. This will bring us up to almost $5 billion in tax relief. To give you kind of an idea of that and how it impacts the state of Idaho, think about it this way. The general fund money that we'll spend on the budget this year is $6 million. So we've given back 80% of what we're spending on the general fund side. It's also a way to keep spending in check by giving it back instead of spending it. The governor in his state of the state did us all a favor. He said, I want to do tax relief, here's $100 million. But I think together we can do more. I hope by the end of the session we cut somewhere between $350 and $400 million. And this is the start. In the coming days, you'll see other tax relief bills come to this committee. This one pertains to income taxes. The next one you see will pertain to sales taxes. And the third one you see will pertain to property taxes as we try to adjust each one of those three tax categories. This one is probably the biggest income tax cut in Idaho history. Not positive, I got to look it up, but I think it will be the biggest income tax cut in Idaho history. So let's go through the bill and what it does. First, it lowers individual and corporate income tax rates from the current 5.695 to 5.3. That's roughly $240 million in savings. That makes Idaho more competitive. It puts the money back in the citizens' pockets. It makes businesses that come here look to Idaho and say, all right, the rate's down farther. It's more competitive with other states. It is a draw for the state of Idaho, and it is good for all of our citizens who pay taxes. The second thing it does is something that we've talked about. You saw a bill the last couple of years, and we visited about this, and it deals with our military. My father served in the Korean War. The last couple of years, you've heard a lot of veterans that are retiring saying that Idaho is a disadvantage and they don't come here always because we tax their retirement income. Now in Idaho, we don't tax your retirement income if you're 62 or older and disabled, or if you're 65 and above. This lowers that age rate down. It says if you're disabled, you can get it all the way down to where you're out of the military with a disability. It also says that if you're younger and retired, we want to encourage you to come here and work. We want to take the assets, the skills you learned in the military, and apply them to the state of Idaho. So it says that if you're younger and you want to come back and continue to work, we'll give you an exemption on your retirement also. That's about a $12 million cost. I think that would be an amazing benefit to the state of Idaho, and it will encourage the kind of people we want to come to Idaho and retire. The last thing this bill does is it deals with gold and silver. This committee, bullion. This committee, a couple of times in the past, have passed a bill that takes away the requirement to pay capital gains on those transactions. Currently in the state of Idaho, if somebody like Representative Raymond sells a gold coin to Representative Cheenum, the transaction is sales tax exempt. But there could be a capital gains deal there, depending on the price. Nobody's keeping track of that, which is kind of interesting to me. But I think it's important that we provide that capital gains reduction there. Think about our state. We're a state that has gold mines, molybdenum mines. We have mines for silver, some of the best silver mines in the world. We are a mineral-rich state, and we produce a lot of minerals that go into everybody's lives. Your computer's in front of you to the cars you drive. I think it is imperative upon us to encourage that in the state of Idaho. With that, Mr. Chairman, again, I want to emphasize, this is the start. There will be more bills to come on each one of those tax categories, from sales tax to property, in the near future. I hope that we can work together to try to drive taxes down in the state of Idaho somewhere in that $350 and $400 million range. I think we can do it if we work together, and I think we've got an opportunity right now to get it done while the iron's hot.